Chris, want to see what's in my stick bag? Hi, Cole Younger here, drummer, drum set instructor, 512 band director based out of Mason City, Iowa, and Happy New Year! Happy 2025, ladies and gents. Thanks for popping back in here to ColeOnDrums YouTube channel. Hey, don't forget, if you like the content that you are seeing here, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing, and sharing it with your family and friends, as it helps me out so very much. Today, guys and gals, I wanted to show you a little tour of my stick bag that I take with me on pretty much every gig where I'm playing the drum set. And I also have it hanging here off of my floor tom here in the studio. And let's start off with talking about the bag itself. This is the Promark Transport Deluxe stick bag, and I love this thing. This is probably one of my favorite stick bags that I've ever owned. And number one, it just looks nice, right, with this dark olive green and the beautiful brown leather there. But beyond mere looks, this thing is super intelligently designed. For starters, we got the nice shoulder strap that you can use to carry it. Additionally, we have these magnetic hand straps right here. We've got a really nice, generous sized pocket here on the front that zips open. And I keep my in-ears monitors in there. And, you know, you can throw other things in there, a deodorant stick or something if you got a long gig where you're changing clothes or whatever. You know, use your imagination. Now, oh, and then you can see here, we have these nice elastic bungees with hooks on them that you can use to hang off the floor tom, which I use. Let's open this thing up and see what's on the inside. Right? This thing holds so much. Look at this. So, you've got plenty of storage for sticks and other implements there. Keep my noise reduction earplugs here, made by Earpiece, made specifically for playing the drums. Got a pocket here where I can keep my drum key, and a sizzler for my cymbals. Got a pouch here where I can keep miscellaneous stuff like, you know, business cards or maybe adapters for plugs or whatnot. Another place there, I guess, where you could keep some cards as well, or just maybe an ID. And then, of course, ample storage for lots of sticks, and that's what I'm going to take you through today, the things that I bring with me on the gig and have right here readily accessible in the studio that pretty much keep me prepared to play anything. So, without further ado, let me take you through what's in the bag. I'll hang it up here on the drum, as I would normally have it. And we'll go through, starting with these bad boys. These are my favorite brushes, the innovative Percussion Jeff Hamilton signature model. That's the BRJH model, right? And I love these brushes. They are a pretty heavy gauge, so you can use them to play some like light ride work, but they also just have a great feel and a great response on the snare. And of course, I use these for playing jazz or maybe some, you know, Latin stuff or train beats or anything where I have to play like a, you know, a nice legato sound on the drums, right? These are the Jeff Hamilton signature brushes from Innovative Percussion. Next, we have the Promark medium Broomsticks. These are made out of broom corn, and I love these guys. I pretty much exclusively use these for playing train beats. Anytime I need to play a train beat on the snare drum, these things are awesome. They have a little bit more of an organic sound than the brushes, and I just like the way they feel. They just sound, to my ear, perfect for playing a train beat. They don't really work so well on cymbals because they're pretty lightweight, but on the drum, on the snare drum, they're awesome. Train beat sticks. And again, that's the Promark Broomstick. This is the medium weight model. Okay. Continuing onward, we have these guys. Now these are pretty unique. These are the Adoro silent sticks, the SSX model, I do believe. Check down in the comments. I'll put links to all of these in the comments, by the way, if you want to look these up on the internet machine and order yourself any pairs. The silent sticks. These are made by a German percussion company called Adoro, and I got turned on to these when I was playing pretty regularly in a very, very low volume environment. And let me preface by saying this: it's important to be able to play with regular drumsticks in a low volume situation. But sometimes you need something that you can maybe still dig in with a little bit more without having that gigantic jump in volume, and that's where these guys came in handy. The Adoro silent sticks have a really, really unique response that feels like a real drumstick on the cymbal especially, and even on the drum. They have a pretty good rebound, and that's largely due to this unique tip, which you can see here is made by two overlapping synthetic plastic pieces, right? And so it responds much like a drumstick, only with like 80% less volume. Pretty cool. If you're needing to play lighter volume situations. And it also just gives you a little different sound, a little different timbre than a drumstick, right? Okay? Next, I have these guys. The Promark lightning rods, right? And again, I don't like to use these, as a crutch for, I can't play soft with regular drumsticks, but this is just if I'm looking for a little different sound, something that's maybe not quite as pronounced as a drumstick, but I still want to have that clarity and definition. I might grab these guys. Again, they work really nice for train beats too, or if I just want a little bit of an alternative sound with a regular groove. I think these lightning rods, they're kind of a medium weight. They provide a really good balance of stick definition and clarity, coupled with that unique sound that these bundle sticks provide, right? Doesn't sound like a stick, doesn't feel like a stick, but still you can play some pretty straight ahead grooves with these, and they just give you a unique, different sound, right? So the Promark lightning rods. Next are my meat and potatoes, which I've talked about already at length, and they are the Promark Claus Hessler signature drumsticks. I did a video a little while back going in depth on these guys, and I'll put the link to check that out in the description below as well. But these are my go-to sticks for pretty much everything, and I always keep two pair in my bag because if I'm playing along and I drop one, I can reach right down and pull up my backup, right? So I always keep at least two pair of my main sticks, and these are what I'm truthfully using most of the time when I'm playing a drum set gig, right? These, and then probably second place would be the brushes. But a close third place might very well be these guys. These are the Promark multi-percussion General SD5 Swizzle sticks, right? We've got a nice barrel tip on the front end, and these are about a 5A diameter. And then on the back end, we have a felt mallet. And I use these probably more than I just alluded to. These are my go-to sticks that I use when I'm changing heads on a drum set, because I like to tap around the drum using these felt mallets because it gives me a lot more pure sound when I'm checking the pitch on each lug, right? When you eliminate that click and that high frequency noise that you get from a wooden hard stick, you can just get a really good pure picture of the sound of the drum when you're using a felt mallet like this. So I always use these guys when I'm tuning up a drum, and I would recommend you try that if you haven't done it before. Makes life a lot easier. But I also use these frequently when I have to do like a cymbal roll, or maybe I'm doing some lighter tom stuff, almost maybe like, a la playing the timpani. I can use the felt mallets here. And I can quickly flip them around and play some, straight ahead stick type stuff too. So they're nice when you have to make quick changes in a song where you're maybe doing a lot of dynamic crescendos and things like that, right? The Promark SD5 Swizzle multi-percussion sticks. Can't recommend those guys enough. And last, but certainly not least, if I have to play some straight ahead snare drum stuff like a cadence or march type thing, these are my faves. And I use these when I play, concert band gigs or symphonic gigs. These are my go-to just concert snare sticks, right? And they are the Promark Concert 2. I love these guys. They are, I think, unparalleled in terms of their feel on a snare drum. I wouldn't use these playing like a groove on the drum set because they would be too heavy, right? A little bit bigger stick. They're made to really rebound off the snare so you can play intricate stuff. And they have a really cool reverse taper on the back end and a super long taper on the front. So these things are like sports cars with how responsive they are. But yeah, you might not think of bringing a pair of concert snare sticks in your stick bag for a drum set, but sometimes you have some songs where you have to lay down kind of almost a sort of a marching snare cadence. And what better way to do that, or I guess I could say a concert snare cadence too, right? What better way to do that than with some actual sticks that are designed for playing the snare drum and making it sound good. So those are the Promark Concert 2 sticks. And that's what I keep in my stick bag to prepare me for just about any given situation. Now, if I'm going in ahead of time and I know that I'm going to be playing mostly like maybe lower volume stuff with those silent sticks, I'll make sure I have 2 pair of those. Or if I'm going to be using the Broomsticks a lot, I'll have 2 pair of those, or you get the idea. But generally, I'm getting called to play things with sticks on the drums. So I'll double up my, my go-tos, my Promark Claus Hesslers, and I'll have just a single pair of everything else. But it's nice to have a nice stick bag like the Promark Transport Deluxe that can hold all that. Guys, what do you think? Do you use any of these sticks or different implements in your own drumming? Let me know in the comments. And also, let me know if you'd like to hear more in-depth reviews on any of these other sticks or implements that I just talked about. And we'll get a review made right here on ColeOnDrums. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for popping in and joining me here. I hope you enjoyed my stick bag walkthrough. If you have any questions, again, comment below and let's get a conversation going. And once again, guys, please, please, please like, subscribe, share with your family and friends. And until next time, I'm Cole Younger. Be well. Take care. Goodbye.